on your booty. That is all I want to do. Feeling on your booty, let me fondle you.
Ladies and gentlemen, brother R. Kelly is under attack, and he's been under attack, and not for the reasons you think. I've been trying to say this for the longest. They are after they're after his catalog. Okay, R. Kelly has written, produced for various of some of the biggest artists of our time, especially when you're talking about artists from the 90s, early 2000s, right? These are some of the most powerful artists, right? Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, the list goes on and on. Many of your favorite 90s R&B stars, he produced a lot of their tracks, written for a lot of these people. His catalog, just off of the people that he's written for, is extensive. They're not after him because they think he's some kind of pervert. No, they don't care. They're after his catalog. They're after the rights, his masters. This is what they're trying to do. Okay, so now, since all the defaming and all this stuff, it really hasn't worked. Well, it's worked in terms of putting him in prison, but they still can't. They still don't have access to his masters and his official catalog and the money, or not necessarily the money, but it's because just the rights to his catalog is priceless in and of itself. That's what they want. So because they still don't have access to it, they're just going to try to take it. they're just going to outright just take it from him. So right here, reading from CBS News. Okay, R. Kelly, hospitalized for overdose, claims he is target of murder plot in prison. Lawyer says, and he is being targeted. But instead of hearing it from me, we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it from here, right, from CBS News. Let's hear from them.
Lawyers for singer R. Kelly are working to get him out of prison this morning after alleging that the guards are trying to kill him. Court papers say that R. Kelly was rushed to the hospital last week after an overdose of medication given to him by the prison staff. The R&B star, as you know, is serving a 50-year term for 2 convictions on sex trafficking and racketeering charges.
Like, just off rip, I've told you this before on this channel. I've been on this for about 3 years now. Yeah, literally, yeah, almost 3 years now. Those charges are bogus. I want you to hear the charges again, because it's like a 50-year sentence, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see.
For 2 convictions on sex trafficking and racketeering charges.
So, sex trafficking and racketeering charges. One ninja. For one ninja. This is the stuff when I tell people are talking about, oh, R. Kelly's this and R. Kelly's that. I'm like, yo, what happened to R. Kelly can happen to you. Everybody knew how R. Kelly rolled. He had a harem of hoes that were young or younger, right? There was probably one case where he violated, where they say he allegedly violated the age of consent laws, right? This is where what's it called? Statutory rape comes into play, right? I've heard of only one case of that, and apparently that was on the video that everybody saw. But apparently I'm the bad guy for dismissing it, even though I didn't see the tape. I don't even want to watch the tape if that's true, but apparently I'm the bad guy. Like, I'm talking about everybody, apparently they said that they watched the tape. This was during a time where you couldn't just go online and access the tape. They had to buy the tape, like. But apparently I'm the bad guy for but they bought the tape. But anywho, and all of that is still allegedly. But in terms of the hoes that they're trying to say that he's involved with, they were young, but they weren't. It wasn't a statutory situation. So all they can come. This is why the only charges that they could really hem him up on is sex trafficking and racketeering, and they found a loophole to punish dudes that have harems of hoes, particularly black athletes or black superstars, black music stars, black entertainers in general. So if you're a dude that likes to run around, have your group of hoes and all this stuff, in the future, this is what I said in 2022, and you're already seeing this now. If you flying bitches out, they're gonna say it's sex trafficking. If you have hoes around you, whatever, they're gonna say you racketeering, or you know what I mean. If you like to like, this is what they're gonna do. Because I'm like, if they're gonna put charges like that for one Negro superstar, right, one Negro R&B star from Chicago, and you're gonna put a racketeering charge on him or a sex trafficking charge on him, nobody's safe. Right, this is a terrible precedent that's being set, and they're willing to put these kind of charges on him, and damn it all to hell, because that's how desperate the powers that may be are after his catalog. They don't want just one man to have that much access to wealth, right? To something, one man to have access to such something that's something that valuable for himself, because if one man figures out, oh, I can do this way and have all my money like this, then other musicians or artists in the future are going to start to feel more confident, and it takes more money out of the pocket of the people that are in charge of the music. This is what it's all about.
Charges. Jerika Duncan is here with more on these explosive allegations. Jerika, this is an interesting turn. Good morning.
Without a doubt, interesting, Gail. Good morning. Kelly's attorneys first announced an alleged plot to kill him in prison last week. He has been in prison since 2022. Prosecutors say the allegations have no merit, but his lawyers say recent developments prove their claims.
I mean, if you're just, I mean, just listen to it. It's crazy. They're outright just trying to kill him. To delete him. It's pretty obvious.
R. Kelly's attorneys say there is no doubt that prison officials want him dead. According to the new court motion, R. Kelly was in solitary confinement against his will and provided with his usual anxiety and sleep medication on June 12th. The next morning, he allegedly lost consciousness and was taken by ambulance to a nearby hospital.
Doesn't that sound similar to how Michael Jackson, mysteriously passed away? Some sleep medication, some anxiety. It's just, I don't know why people are not catching on with this. I'll say this. I think there are a lot of people that are recognizing the patterns. It's just that they're afraid. Because the powers that may be they're just so bogus about it now, because they just know people are not going to do anything about it. That's also my opinion on that.
The filing claims Kelly had been administered an overdose quantity of his medications that threatened his life and required hospitalization for 2 days. Kelly's attorneys say the alleged drugging was in response to their previous claims of the deadly conspiracy by prison officials.
But it's more than just prison officials. Obviously, the prison officials, these people are paid off. We already know how that system works. These people are paid off. Okay? There's bigger powers at play. Way bigger powers at play than some corrupt prison officials.
Filing also states the hospital found blood clots in Mr. Kelly's legs and lungs that would require surgery and an extended stay in the hospital with blood thinners. But his lawyers allege officers with guns came into his hospital room and removed Mr. Kelly. He was taken from the hospital against his will and against the directives of the doctors. They added he could die from this condition, and they are letting it happen.
These are not coincidences, guys. These are not coincidences. And I remember even Corey Holcomb was talking about this on Cam Newton's podcast, where he was like, look, Mariah Carey, she might be next, because this is another prominent black artist with a very lengthy catalog. Usually black artists that have a very lengthy catalog, they don't get to keep it. It's very rare. You can't name it's not many in terms of if you see them still alive, if they're still alive, they didn't really get to keep 100% of their masters or their rights, their publishing, etc. It's very rare, and especially the I'm talking about the best of the black artists. They usually die mysteriously, and then all of a sudden the rights to their music is in jeopardy, or these were black artists that spoke out against the music industry or the entertainment industry, and all of a sudden they pass away, and then all of a sudden, oh, nobody knows who has the rights to their music and their publishing and their catalog. You see it with Prince, you see it with Whitney Houston, see it with Michael Jackson, the list goes on and on and on. right?
The embattled singer was convicted of sex trafficking and racketeering in New York and Chicago in 2021 and 2022. But before his convictions, he spoke to Gayle King in 2019, adamantly denying the allegations against him.
Believe me, man, this is not me. They lying on me. They're lying.
They made so many memes off that. They made so many memes off this ninja. Oh man, it was fun. That was funny though. That was funny.
Lying on me. I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. I'm good. I'm not afraid because I'm telling the truth.
Despite the newest allegations, federal prosecutors have pushed back.
Oh man, it was fun. It's still funny though. It's still funny. It's still funny. But in all seriousness, when I remember seeing the interview, and I think I was listening to Bill Burr or somebody, and Bill Burr was like, he said, "This is what I got from that interview." He said, "I didn't even laugh." He just said, "Look, what I got from it is he's effed." There's no escaping this. And mind you, this is how I like. It's pretty obvious that they were after his masters. But I remember reading the article. I'll put the link to the R. Kelly live stream I did in 2022 when the sentencing happened, right? And I read to you guys, right? I read to you basically. It was like right after the sentencing, right after. They were just like, okay, what's up with his publishing and his titles and his like. I'm like, damn, they didn't even wait. They could even wait. They could even give this ninja a day to process the sentencing. They were already on his neck about his catalog and who has the rights to this, and they were putting and then there was like other people involved, right? That may have had access to his catalog, or people that he trusted, and they were putting these people's addresses out there where they live. I was like, yo, they just outright just trying to take it. This is crazy, right? So this is what this trial is all about.
On the singer's previous claims that his life is in danger, calling them, quote, repugnant and theatrical, and adding they make a mockery of the harm suffered by Kelly's victims.
And I don't really see, the women that were involved with R. Kelly. These are not victims. That's just my opinion. I think every single woman or girl involved with R. Kelly, they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were signing up for. But when the money stopped coming in, he stopped paying them. Then all of a sudden he's abusive and he's a tyrant and he's hog-tying and all this nonsense, right?
The Bureau of Prisons told us for privacy, safety, and security reasons, it does not discuss the conditions of confinement for any incarcerated individual, including medical and health-related issues. The Bureau also said it does not comment on pending litigation. Kelly's lawyers want him placed in home detention, and they are pleading with President Trump for a full pardon. When you look at the documents from the motion on the prosecution.
Well, if Orange Man is going to give a full pardon or whatever, they need to give it to he needs to give it to what's his name, Tory, Tory Lanez before anybody, because he's completely innocent. Because R. Kelly, he's still a deviant. He's still a sexual deviant, right? He was a guy that probably should have been put away for a little while. Obviously not no 50 years. That's nonsense, right? But if anybody deserves a pardon, it's Tory.
Inside, they really lay out everything he was convicted of, but also say this is an effort of him trying to seek attention.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we have any idea why R. Kelly thinks the prison guards are trying to?
Right. Yeah.
Right. I mean, with
well, they're not going to go into that. Well, it's pretty obvious on my end. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. I think I should add that clip, the Riley Freeman Free R. Kelly clip from the Boondocks. It might trigger a copyright, so I probably won't be able to add that. But let me know what you guys think of this situation, this predicament that's unfolding. Do you think people are out to delete R. Kelly? Are people after his catalog? Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. But yes, please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.